Hello and welcome to Chapter 8, Section 4. Today we are factoring ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're going to add a coefficient to our x squared just to make things a little more difficult. The first part of this has you do factoring by guessing and checking, which is a little frustrating because you're just trying random numbers. So I'm going to actually kind of teach you how to do this. When you're looking at this kind of a problem, you want to find the two numbers that multiply for these two spots that add up to this. So we're going to find, for the 10, we're going to find two numbers that multiply, and that could be 10 and 1, or that could be 5 and 2. And here, we need two numbers that multiply, and that could be 2 and 3, or it could be 6 and 1. And we know that both of them are positive because both of these are positive. We know they're both positive numbers, and so because they multiply to a positive and they add to a positive. So we want to find them that when we multiply them together, they also add up to 19. And it looks very big and complicated, and it can be when you first start, but I promise it'll get a little easier. So here we've got a breakdown of all the numbers that 6 could be and all the numbers that 10 could be, and we're going to throw them together in these spots. And we're going to find out that the sum of the two outside numbers multiplied and the two inside numbers multiplied need to equal 19. And so it can get to be a pretty big list, but we find out that 2 times 2 is 4 and 3 times 5 is 15, and this is our magic 19. So this one is going to be our answer. This is complicated, and luckily you only have 15 or so of these to do, so it'll be okay. So have a look in your book at example 2, because they break down how to set all of this up. Pause here and check it out, number 2 on the bottom of 569. We're skipping 1 entirely because it's guess and check, and that's just a stupid waste of your time. But try this with this systematic way to look at it. And yeah, it takes a long time, but it'll get better as you practice. Pause here and come back when you're done. So for 2a, 6 can be 1 and 6 or 2 and 3, and 5 can be 1 and 5, and we want the outer, and they're both plus, so we want the outer plus the inner to equal 17, and that ends up being 2 times 3 and 5 times 1 when we set it up this way. And these are plus signs. There we go. 2b, 9 could be 1 and 9 or 3 and 3. 4 could be 1 and 4 or 2 and 2. But we also notice that they multiply to be a positive, but they add up to be a negative, which means both of these are subtraction numbers. So we're going to go with 3 and 3, 1 and 4. And that adds up to negative 15. And the third one, we have 1 and 3 here, but we have 3 different versions of 12 here. And when we run through all of them, we end up with 3 and 4 working to get us 13. And again, both of these are pluses because both of these are pluses. So if you didn't get them in the beginning, try them again, push pause, have a look at things. If you're still not getting it, let me know. So we've done when both B and C are positive, and we've done where C is positive but B is negative, and we know that that means both the factors are subtraction problems. When C is negative, though, we have one of them is an addition problem and the other one is subtraction problem. Now remember that those are the same steps that we did, but they subtract to make B. And the sign of B is the sign of the biggest number. So if b is positive, we know that the two numbers in our parentheses, the biggest one is going to be positive, because when they add them together in a subtraction problem, the positive is going to win. So we're going to go 1 and 4, 1 and 4. One of these is a +1 and a -2, and one is a -1 and a +2. Here's a +2 and a -1 and a -2 and a +1. Do we have it yet? We have 5x squared. Nope, we have 4x squared minus 2x plus 4x. That's 6x. That doesn't work. So outside plus inside, 2x minus 4x. That doesn't work. Outside is negative 1x plus 8x. Look, that makes 7x. These are y's. Whatever. Anyway, can't read my own writing. This one makes 7y. So you know that this is your answer. 1x plus 2, or just x, plus 2, and 4x minus 1. And they're y's, so yeah, you get it. Our next sample, 4x squared plus 19x minus 5. So we've got 1 and 4, 2 and 2. We've got 1 and negative 5, and we've got negative 1 and 5. So we're going to make a giant list. Now we're going to start with 1 and 4. And we're going to do x's. They're x's this time. I'm good. And this one is plus 1 and minus 5, minus 1 and plus 5, plus 5 and minus 1, minus 5 and plus 1. So where does this get us? Outside, inside needs to equal 19. So this is negative 5 plus 4, doesn't work. 5 minus 4, doesn't work. 20 minus 1, this is 19. This one works. So we're going to be x plus 5 and 4x minus 1. And we didn't even get to the 2's. So give that a shot. We've got checkpoint number 3. Pause here. Give those a shot. Come back when you're done so that you can check your practice work. Check it out. Number 3. We had 2 problems to do. 6 is 1 and 6 of 2 and 3. And 3 is negative 1 and 3, or vice versa. And we discovered that it's 2x plus 3 and 3x minus 1. 3b, we have 1 and 4, 2 and 2, and we have 1 and 3, positive and negative, and we discover that it's x plus 1 and 4x minus 3. Let me know if you have any questions. Now we also have the option of having a be negative. And when a is negative, we take a shortcut. We're going to factor out a negative 1 immediately. So we're going to take negative 1 out of all of this. And now we're going to solve it like it's regular. So remember, you're going to take the negative out of every single term, and then you're going to factor this. So negative 1 is one of your factors, as well as the rest of it. And then you've got to figure out if you can solve this. So we've got 2 times, 2x, 2 times 1, and 7 times plus 7 plus 1, or 2 plus 1 and x plus 7. Let's try those. This is 2 plus 7 is 9. This is 14 plus 1 is 15. This is our 15. So this is going to be our answer. Okay? Give checkpoint 4 a try so that you can do the practice while I'm sitting here, and then you can look at the answer. Pause here, come back in a minute. And I did it wrong. First thing we're going to do is take out that -1, and notice now that makes these positive. So all this part goes away and all this part goes away. So we're looking at these 4 numbers and these 6 numbers, and that's a big giant thing to check. But you end up with this as your answer. With 4b, taking the negative out first, you end up with this that gets you -1 times x plus 5 times 3x plus 2. For your homework, you're doing page 572, numbers 26 to 64 even. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you tomorrow. Bonus footage. You have a question in your homework that looks like something that we haven't talked about yet. It gives you a shape like this, and it asks you to write the polynomial modeled and then factor. So it's giving you 4 different parts of this and the areas of each of the parts, and it wants you to add them all together. So this is 2x squared plus a -x plus a -4x plus a 2. So we're going to combine our like terms, and we're going to end up with this, and now we're going to factor it. So we're looking at 2 and a 1 here, a 2 and a 1 here, and we are adding them together. They're both negative, and they're both going to equal 5. So we've got 2x and x, and 1, these are both negative, 2x minus 2 and x minus 1. Let's see which one of these works. This is -4x and -1x. This one makes -5x. So this is going to be our answer. Okay? You've got a problem just like this on homework, so I hope it works out. Let me know if you need some help. Take care.